Russia and Iran stressed that their countries share identical views on combating terrorism in the Middle East. And Syrian army continues to launch large-scale operations against terrorist organizations across Syria, inflicting heavy losses upon them. And the Iraqi army seizes 7 villages near Amirali district, eliminating scores of terrorists. Good afternoon, this is news in English from the Syrian Arab Television in Damascus. Foreign ministers of Russia and Iran stressed that their countries share identical views on combating terrorism in the region and are determined to fight it in all its forms. Addressing the reporters in a press conference in Moscow, both officials affirmed that the crisis in Syria can only be settled through a political and diplomatic solution. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov told the joint press conference that both sides discussed pivotal issues on the international agenda, noting that his country and Iran have identical stances on the majority of these issues. Lavrov warned of the grave danger of the terrorism and extremism sweeping the region, citing the situation in Syria and Iraq in particular. For his part, Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif echoed Lavrov's remarks that Tehran and Moscow have identical views on combating terrorism and extremism in the Middle East, warning that the terrorism which is currently threatening the people of Syria and Iraq could extend beyond other areas and spread widely to reach Europe and the United States. In field development, Syrian army units continue their operations in Jobar, advancing from the north and from Zamalka bridge, seizing a number of buildings and blocks. The army units killed and wounded scores of terrorists, most of them are non-Syrians, in the streets of Al-Imadiyya and Al-Asma. An ammunition store for terrorists was destroyed, and the south of the Islamic Bank building. Going to the south, in Quneitra province, a military source said that army units targeted gatherings and dens of terrorists in the villages and towns of Naba al-Sakhr, western al-Samadaniya, Majdulia and Al-Kina forest to the east of Majdulia in Quneitra countryside, where many terrorists were killed and wounded, and their equipment was destroyed. The source added that another army unit foiled terrorist infiltration attempt from Al-Quna Dam into the farms of Ain al-Basha and Wadi Riqad in Quneitra countryside, killing most of the attackers. In the north, in Idlib countryside, army units killed and wounded a number of terrorists in the surroundings of Abu Sbeir village in Mahambel area, destroying their equipment. Other army units targeted gatherings of terrorists in Qnainis, Ma'arat al-Nu'man and Nayrab, and in the surrounding of Al-Arba'in mountain in Kafarlata, Kurin and Al-Rama in the province countryside. And in Dalla, Syrian army units targeted gatherings and dens of terrorists in several villages and towns in the province, killing and injuring many of them and destroying their vehicles and ammunition. A military source said that army units targeted terrorist vehicles while crossing from Jassim to Inkhil in Dalla countryside, destroying a number of them and killing all the terrorists on board. The source added that another army unit killed and wounded a number of terrorists in the area of Manashir to the east of Ataman town and in Al-Majjana near the crossroads of Samlin Zimrin in Dalla countryside. Military units killed and wounded many terrorists after targeting their gatherings in the villages of Al-Wara in Rastan, Rahmoun, Al-Sultaniya, Salam Gharbi, Mas'adah and Rish in Homs eastern countryside and in the surrounding of Al-Jazil oil field near Palmyra. 2 of the terrorist pickups were also destroyed and all terrorists on board were killed in Sharshuh. Army units also foiled terrorist infiltration attempts from the villages of al-Muhasim and al-Batma into the secure areas of Jam'ain in Hom's eastern countryside, where many terrorists were killed and wounded. And in Aleppo and its countryside, Syrian army units eliminated many terrorists and destroyed their vehicles. In the surrounding of the Air Force Academy and the Infantry Academy, and at the central prison in the villages and towns of Al-Sheikh Lutfi, Khan al-Asal, al-Qura, Hayyan Mari', Kafar Karmin, and Al-Shqayf, and in the neighborhoods of Al-Sukkari, Az-Baydiya, Al-Ansari, Old Aleppo, and Al-Layramun. Another unit of the army killed and wounded a number of terrorists to the west of Al-Nayrab air base, destroying 2 vehicles equipped with heavy machine guns. Army units also destroyed terrorist vehicles which are equipped with heavy machine guns, killing all terrorists on board in Hananu, Handarat, Hritan, and Kafr Hamra. The Tunisian Now TV said that a terrorist organization in Syria seized the personal computer of a Tunisian terrorist belonging to Daesh, the ISIS. The computer includes documents and records about the manufacturing of chemical and biological weapons by terrorists. The university certificates of the Tunisian terrorist also appeared on the laptop, showing that he studied chemistry and physics and left 3 years ago for Syria to fight along ISIS terrorists against the Syrian army and government. In Iraq, the 5th Infantry Division leadership announced freeing 7 villages and the killing of 59 terrorists from the ISIS. On the other hand, the Iraqi Air Force has killed about 16 ISIS terrorists. One of them was the leader of South Tikrit, in addition to killing of more than 20 terrorists through an airstrike, targeting their gatherings in Salahuddin Governorate. Greek Orthodox Patriarch for Antioch and the whole East, John X Yazagi, stressed that Syria will be built by its people and the Syrians will stay in their country. During the cornerstone laying ceremony, Patriarch Yazagi said Syria will overcome the crisis thanks to the steadfastness of its leadership, people, and sacrifices made by its army. In his turn, Hom's governor said that the new achievement is a result of the victories of the Syrian army and people, while Yazagi and Hom's governor also visited an artisan well in Al-Ahwash area, saying that the church funded other 8 wells across the country and many other health and educational services. With this, we come to the end of our news for today. Thank you for watching. For more details about Syria and the region and to view this bulletin again, you can always visit our website in English, www.syriaonline.sy. Now, the latest business and market news with Nariman Qassam, but after the break.